Great.
Say hey to Facebook and to YouTube.
Oh, we're on all live. Hey, thank you very much. Hey, if you're on Facebook, likes, loves. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe and like button and all that good stuff that everyone tells you to do. We'll figure out why we're supposed to be doing it later, but just do it right now.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it right now. So we appreciate it. So we're back on YouTube. Hey, welcome. We're doing Mr. Texas Real Estate Daily, and then we have another channel with a lot more polished products. So let's start the radio show. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate, and this is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network, joined by Sean from Capital Concepts. How you guys doing?
Good.
So you are the enemy here.
I'm the enemy?
We're going to beat you up. You're the guy who raised all the rates. It's all your fault, Sean.
Golly, that's for sure.
So let's talk about it, right? Because rates are up, right? And it went up fast.
They did.
Yeah, it wasn't like 10 years ago when we had that little flux, or 4 years ago.
As long as that, so I've been doing this for, I'm going to age myself, 30 years. I haven't seen rates increase this fast ever. I mean, it was literally in a span of about 6 to 7 weeks, it jumped.
Yeah, 6 to 7 hours it went up.
Yeah. But I mean, it's significant jump from that short period of time.
So where are we at today?
Oh gosh. I mean, you could still get primary residents.
Primary residents, sure.
You could still get those,
4.5?
in the fours.
Okay,
with depends on how much you're putting down.
How much you're putting down, what your credit profile looks like. You got to be a real borrower, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're still in the, low to mid fours.
That's good.
And then investment properties, depending upon the loan to value, 5.
70%.
70. You can still get in the 5s.
We're telling everyone to put 30% down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then definitely, I mean, you're in the 5s there, and then if you go to, you jump up to 80, then you're in the 6s. And that's just Fannie Mae. The non-QM stuff, they're starting in the 6s.
Yeah, we're seeing that too. Yeah.
To, creeping into the 7s, depending upon the loan to value.
Yep.
But it's. But all that said, I'm slammed.
Right. So we'll talk about a couple things here, but let's stay on the interest rates. Obviously, there's inflation, so all of a sudden, someone put their big boy pants on at the Fed and said, we got to raise rates.
Right.
Right? Slow inflation down.
Trying to. Yep.
And we talked about this yesterday at lunch. There's supply side inflation and demand side inflation. We've got both.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people with a lot of money, and we don't have a lot of stuff.
Right.
Right? So that causes, we got both types of inflation hitting at once. This is why we're seeing double digits, right?
Exactly. Yep.
It's not stagnation, which was Carter, right? It's something different, right? We got supply side and demand side inflation all hitting at once. We think that'll level off at some point this year, but I'm not going to blame the Fed. I'm not angry at them. I think they're doing the responsible thing by bringing up the cost of money a little bit to slow this thing down, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it clearly will slow people down.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
There'll be deals that won't work anymore for people.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's happening. I mean, I've like I said, just February where I had some rehabbers working on properties, and then they were expecting to get rates in February, and now we're turning around to April, and they're finishing their rehab out, and I'm going, yep, sorry, if they didn't lock, I tried to lock them all in if I can, and then, but I have a few that weren't able to catch a lock, or they extended my, because I could only extend rates, keep doing that so many times before the investor goes, yep, you're done.
Yeah.
We're not
feeling good anymore. Yeah. I want my money back. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
so,
no, we understand how it works.
So,
trust me, I've been there.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference, But it's still crazy. I mean, we're still busy.
It's the greatest market in the country. It's not, I'm trying to think of a good analogy on the way to work today, and I figure, an apple tree is normally about 20 feet high, and we're 5 to 6 foot, and we're trying to jump up and grab some fruit. The apple trees in Houston are about 3 feet high. And you can reach down and pick out the fruit, right? You don't got to, right? And
Right.
we got a whole bunch of, real estate midgets running around still finding good deals, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a hard market to work.
No.
It's still here. Now we
it's
got to
still
worry
here.
about the money side of things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And, oh boy, I beat up a wholesaler last week. This person said, I've been wholesaling for 10 years. I'm like, well, why aren't you buying all these properties? Like, well, I can't find the money. I was like, well, you spent 10 years looking for the wrong thing.
Right. Yeah.
Spent 10 years looking for properties, you should look for money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now the cost of money is going up a little bit. We're going to have to look for some resources. Again, I can get better rates. I can. Are people allowing any buy down or
Oh, yeah.
important, right? So you can
Yeah.
buy down the rate. You can make your cash flow better.
Right. It makes sense to do it on Fannie Mae to a degree, but on the non-QM stuff, man, I mean, the buy downs now are where a point was getting you a half, and it's like a point's getting you an eighth.
So we actually were doing business with someone, and they weren't locking in rates. They were just like calling us up and say, hey, we got to close on Friday, but Thursday the rates are going up.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we close today?
Right.
So it got a little crazy out there. And in that non-QM world, it's sort of, I don't want to say it's unregulated, but it is very reactionary.
Extremely.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating. So, and I'm, of course, I've got to educate borrowers in that too. Because I can't, just like your situation, I can't lock that rate in like you can a Fannie Mae loan.
Right.
I can't lock it in for 30 days. They don't lock a loan in until you're just about ready to close.
Right.
And then they say, okay, we're ready to close.
Right.
And so I keep telling everybody, well, they're like, the market's moving. I'm like, I know it is.
Yeah.
That's their policy. That's the way they do it. So, that's frustrating where, they would reprice maybe once every 45 days. It's, a couple times a week now.
I was saying it's weekly. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is Robert. I'm here with Sean. Sean, give me your information.
Yeah. You could reach us on the web at 4smartmoney.com, or you can always call us 713-651-9500.
Excellent. And we love working with you guys. You guys are vastly knowledgeable. So we appreciate you guys coming out here. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We got a big event coming up this weekend. This is our Real Estate 101.
Oh, yeah.
So we're actually going to change the name. Someone finally came through and gave me a very good name.
All
I'm
right.
not saying it yet until we get the URL and we get everything taken care of. But it
Nice.
came through. I was like, that's the one.
That's
right?
it. All right.
We're bringing a lot of folks together who have really good day jobs who are trying to figure out real estate.
Yep.
And for them, they're going to do Fannie Mae loans. They're going to work with you on that. They're going to work with doing some non-QM stuff. They're going to be strong borrowers, right?
Yeah.
So in that world, on the Fannie Mae side, they're still going to get about 5%,
Right. Yep.
right?
Yep.
On investment properties, we're talking
On investment
about.
properties.
And then on the non-QM, can they still maybe get sub 6? Or is it all
It
six?
depends on the loan to value. If we're
Gotcha.
talking 70,
70. Yeah, we
yeah,
do
you could get
70.
really, really, really close to it.
All right, that's excellent.
Yeah.
So, guys who want to come out and check it out, it's mrtxre101.com. That's Real Estate 101 this weekend. mrtxre101.com. Hang tight, we'll be back.
Are you guys doing any blanket loans here? Man, those are just taking a beating. I can't get them priced worth a flip, where before it was always, I could do blanket loans.
Right.
Like if someone came to me and they had 5, 10,
let's talk
15
about it.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Joined by my friend Sean. Sean, give me your contact information again.
Yep, the website for the number 4smartmoney.com, or you can always reach us by phone, 713-651-9500.
And the name of your business? Just so
Capital
they know?
Concepts.
Yeah, okay, great. Excellent. All right, you're talking about blanket loans. So describe to the people what a blanket loan is.
Yeah, so a blanket loan is a commercial loan that encompasses one loan with several properties. And so it could be used for a purchase, refi, or a cash out. So you'd have an individual that say in a cash out situation, has a bunch of properties, has the equity in there.
Yep.
You know, they are either surpassed their Fannie Mae stuff, or that's just the type of loan that they're wanting to do. And they would combine 5, 10, 15 properties, put it all under one loan, save a little bit on the cost, rate, and then bundle it up into one loan and either pull the equity out or just do the refi.
Yeah. So I know it's a portfolio.
Correct.
And for us, it's always difficult if we want to sell onesies and twosies.
Yeah.
We never had a good underwriter that would allow us to move it out
Yep.
without having to blow the whole deal.
Yep. So you can't. So I've got a product where you can go out. You just can't put them in there.
Can't put 'em in.
But you can definitely pull them out. You could sell it, and that would recast, and you know got a new payment.
So
But those have changed.
very tough times for portfolio blanket.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Where before, you know, I was getting, you know, really good pricing on those, especially so if I had the individual come to me and they said, okay, I got 5 properties. Well, instead of doing 5 individual, you know, portfolio loans, we would do a blanket loan. Well, now that's changed. The blanket loans are, for whatever reason, are not selling well in the secondary market. So
very well, yep.
the interest rates now, they've jacked them up, made them so ugly that
Nobody does them.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So you can't get them done. So now I literally have an individual that's looking to do some properties, several now, and instead of doing maybe a blanket loan for 10 properties, I'm doing 10 individual loans now.
So we were talking to a local banker yesterday at lunch, and he was just talking about, hey, there's just certain things I can't compete on. I don't want to compete. I'll give you a number, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
In construction, it's called a screw you bid. It's like, hey, I need a new air conditioner and thing. It's like, okay, $27,000. Like,
Right.
wow, that's really high. You start complaining about it. It's like he's politely telling you,
Yeah.
pound sand, right? I
Yeah.
don't want to work for you, right?
Right.
It's the same thing with some of these portfolios now. It's like, hey, we'll do it, but you've got to make it so profitable for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, and that's what they do. They do that all the time, you know, just.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can do it.
yeah.
You know, if you want it.
11%?
Right. It's extremely ugly, but if you want to do it, it's all yours. And it happens, but it's definitely a strange time, how this has come about as far as how quickly it has. That's what blows my mind is I'm going back and I'm just looking at some of the deals I've just recently done, and I'm like, man, that was just 30 days ago, and,
Right.
and I was here at a rate, and I can't touch it. Not unless you
Trust
want
me, we're feeling
a lot
the
of money.
same pain. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And so let's talk about what I thought was disappearing was that FHA Fannie Mae investor loan.
Yeah. No.
Is that still out there?
Oh, yeah.
Available? That's what I thought. Yeah, there was word that the guidance was coming down from the Fed that we're going to just get rid of that, or no, they were going to reduce people's portfolio, meaning big, strong banks. They were only going to allow them to hold like 10% of that product.
Yeah, they did, and so they did have that, and that was probably 6 to 8 months ago, maybe, but they had lifted that. So it's it was a short-lived
Got it.
where they.
So we only heard the bad news. We didn't hear the good news.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it was for a short period of time, and actually we were concerned because I made a phone call to all my investors. Hey, look, is this going to affect
Right.
the amount of loans that I could do with you guys?
Yep.
And a lot of them assured us, no, we got different outlets to sell the loans off to, so you should be good. And then they lifted it, so yeah, now we're past.
And so
it.
we're talking about an investor loan, but it's going to be in your personal name. It's going to be basically there'll be some sort of government backstop on it, right?
Right.
So what's that rate at now? Is that what you're talking about, like 5%?
Yeah, they're still, they're.
I got a fourplex that is a gold mine, and so I'm thinking I'll take that one in my personal name.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can get like
Oh, yeah,
5%, a little sub 5, and I got
Right,
the
that thing
fourplex.
is just cash.
Yeah, forever
cash
now.
cow. Right.
And it's brick built. It's beautiful. Anyway, it's perfect.
Yeah, see, and it makes sense to do. If you can do the Fannie Mae, do them. They got to be in the personal name. But a lot of people don't know you can put it in the LLC after you close.
You can move it into a family trust or something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's the whole purpose of a family
Yeah.
trust. So you can, there's lots of ways.
Now the loan's still in your personal
Yeah, you
name,
got
but
the-
you
yeah.
can still
Right, but
you
at
can still
least you
deed
have-
it over to the LLC
you have some
afterwards.
protection, yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know you can do that, but you can. You can do that after you close. But the portfolio loans are still.
That's good, right?
Yeah. They're still going like gangbusters. You know, it's because they're easy. You know, and they're ideal for investors who are self-employed or retired, or I got a lot of retired individuals that just have tons of cash and
Nice.
they want to buy properties.
Well, let's talk about there's your private money, right? Now, we love Quest.
Oh yeah.
But in that room, they teach that you can get 12% on your money, and I would never pay 12% to an uneducated lender,
No.
right?
Yeah.
Because I've been in that room, it's like, well, we got the gold. I'm like, no, you don't. How much money do you have right now? Do you have $500,000? Great. Let me tell you how much money you're making on that. Less than zero. You're getting fees every month, right? It's like there is a mutual relationship here. So there's private money that you can work out. And then there's that government-backed loans, right? It's typically the house that you buy and you live in, your homestead.
Right.
And then there's these group of, let's call them hedge funds, because that's really just kind of backing most of these guys.
Yep.
Hedge funds, private investors, very, very large groups that are out there, and they're like that single family assets or real estate, and they can also sell those notes off to the government at some time because mortgage-backed securities and all that stuff. So you've got private money, got grandma and her retirement. You got the government, FHA, and then you've got this consortium of private companies that are doing, and public companies. I know Goldman and Genesis and all that stuff.
Right.
So those are the three types of money, right? Am I missing anything?
No. That's about it.
And you work on both sides of that trade. You're working with all of them every single day.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And that's where we live in. Sean, give them your contact information.
Yep. The website 4smartmoney.com, or you can always reach by phone, 713-651-9500.
Great. And guys, this is Robert, the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. Go to our website. Check out mrtxre.com. You can go to our YouTube page coming up now. That's Mr. Texas Real Estate Daily. Is that what it is?
Texas Real Estate Radio Daily.
Texas Real Estate Radio Daily. Wow, it's another thing I got to remember.
Right.
Jeez. Anyway, or you can go to our Facebook page. Our Facebook group is Mr. Texas Real Estate with Jason Bible and Robert Orfino. Anyway, we're out there. Find us. The content is hanging out there. We appreciate you guys checking in every night and watching us online. Hang tight. We'll be back.
So y'all are doing property management now.
Yes.
Y'all just started that. Yeah. Good for you. That's a good step. I mean, with everything you got going on, why not?
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm curious how that came about.
I will tell you how that came. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Guys, we have Real Estate 101 coming up this weekend. Check it out, MRTXRE 101. That's great. So Sean asked me in the break here about our property management business.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just got tired of getting burned.
Got it. All right.
From every side of it. And it wasn't until we actually... we outsourced it, and that failed. We brought it in-house, and that failed. We outsourced it again, and that failed. It was just not good. Like, there's always trickle of money coming in. It's like, hey, these numbers, we're not performing anywhere we were supposed to be. We did a gut rehab on it. What's the problem?
Right.
And when we found these two guys who had started their own company, and they came to us and we're like, all right, listen, we're thinking about buying in. We bought into their company.
Okay.
But we want to understand the business. And so Jason took a bunch of lunches. I called people I knew in California and back in the Northeast and asked about how the property management business really works. And we found out, Sean, there's two models. One is we build it to sell.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can get a 2 to a 3x multiplier on every door that you have. It's not a bad little business model, right? So you go out, you get 1,500 doors. You tell everyone it's $88, $99, whatever that low number is, right? And then you run out there in 5 years. Hopefully you can hold on for long enough that you can turn around and sell it.
Yeah.
And this is why you hear companies that are being sold. Hey, this guy sold, he got sold, right? So they took that model. The other model is it's a mom and pop operation, right? And those are probably the best, but typically what happens in that mom and pop operation is they own their own 100 doors. So I always ask, you got this great tenant, and I own 100 doors, where do you think that tenant's going to go, right?
Yeah. Right.
So then who do you getting, right? You're getting the B team, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at that model, and then we just run through the pro forma, and here's what we realize. No one in the property management business is charging enough. That's really what it comes down to. Like, I want people to drive by my property
Yeah.
at least once a month.
Yeah.
I want people to look at my property twice a year in full inspection, right?
Yeah.
I want someone to pick up the phone and for my tenants or for me. I want to be able to sit down and understand where the money went,
Yeah.
right? I want all of that. You can't do it at a low end number.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
true.
so we realize, hey, well, what is the actual number where you can run a business to make a profit? And we're more expensive than everyone else out there. We are. We're just like, hey, this is the number. But hey, man, you're doing well.
Yeah.
Do you want to pay me so that I lose money every month?
Right.
Right? Is that the guy you want to be? I mean,
No.
no, because then what happens? You're going to lose.
Yeah. I'm losing.
You're losing. So we finally said enough. And we're probably the most expensive property manager in town because we want to deliver all those things.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
and that's true because I mean, I know a lot of people that have either farm it out and you know they complain about it. You know, oh, you know, I'm still getting calls, or I had to do this, or why are you doing that? And I always ask them, why you pay for that, right?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that?
And then here's what we realized. And here's the big trigger. And this is why those apartment guys sell. Like, so you'll get an apartment pro forma that'll say 5 to 10 years. And
Right.
year 3, they sold
They're
it,
done.
they're gone, right?
Yep. Yep.
Because every property, no matter what it is, it's a strip mall, it's a single-family house, it's an apartment, it's about 5 to 7 years before you need a very thorough upgrade.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
The stuff happens. And so what happens is if you're holding this single family for 5 years and you don't have the right property management, you no longer have an asset. You have a liability because it's dropped. So you hear the market's up 20% last year. You go to sell your rental property and you're like, well, when I bought it, it was a B-level property. And this horrible property manager ran it, and now it's a C- property. So I'm not getting my 250. I'm barely going to get 200, right? So for us, it's more about protecting the asset
Got it.
than it is to make an extra $50 a month.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and again, most of the people that are our clients all have really good day jobs. They're not squeezing these things for $25 extra a month.
Yeah.
They just want to know, I have a $2 million portfolio. In 2 years, is this thing going to be worth 2.5 or is it going to be worth 1.5?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what good property managers are supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
We just understand the model now. When we see that, we're like, hey, I get it. You're running it or you're a mom and pop guy, right? And either way, it doesn't work well for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had to do it.
Yeah. No.
We
No.
have
Makes
fiduciary
sense.
duty to our investors and all that stuff. We just had to do it and get it straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
Makes
getting
sense.
better.
Good. Good. Good.
So anyway, hey, thanks for setting me up with a 20-minute promo there. Anyway, it's the Texas Property Management Company, so you can go check that out. All right, so let's talk about properties in general. The market's still going up.
Yes.
So if you're at 5% interest rate, but yet we're seeing 12, 15% we're projecting for this year, you're
Yeah.
going to do all right on the spread, right?
Yeah.
And your loan is really only on 70% of the property, so you're really going to do very, very well, right?
Right.
Properties are still going up. We're not
Still
finding
going
anything
up.
cheaper. Man, we just started looking for duplexes last night. We're doing a mastermind. We're going, holy cow.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe how much duplexes are going for right
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
High twos,
Yeah, oh,
up
yeah.
to $400,000. And I'm like, man, I don't think that's not the 1% rule. So we're losing the 1% rule here in this city.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so then we're really just buying for appreciation at some point. We're going to flip to that.
Right. Right.
But the market's still up.
It is. Yeah. And yeah. I mean, I don't see where that's going to change.
We were on the show yesterday, and so Jason and I debate. We put these pro formas together, and I'm a real conservative guy. I like very conservative numbers. I want to under-promise and over-deliver on everything I
Right.
do, right?
Right.
However, when we're competing with other people, our numbers don't look as good because we're just not using aggressive numbers like other folks are.
Yeah.
And so Jason's looking at it. So we had this debate about rent increases.
Yeah.
So we went and just looked at the data. In the last 4 months, rents are up 6.9%.
Right.
So in our pro forma, we have 3%. So it's like, okay, we're definitely underperforming there. In the last 5 years, on average, not a cumulative, but each year, the rents went up 4.9%.
Okay.
So you could put a pro forma out where you could legitimately use a 5% rent increase every year,
Right.
and that would be valid.
Yeah.
So, boy, but it took us forever and yelling from office to office, no, we're not doing that, and back and forth. And finally we said, all right, get all the data together and look at it. So if you're buying and you're doing a non-QM loan or you got a Fannie Mae loan, you're still going to be in good shape,
Oh yeah.
right? The rent is going to keep up a little bit with inflation. We'll see some spikes here and there. The appreciation will be monstrous. And then if you're at, what's the non-QM, 6% we said?
Yeah, 6%.
You're still going to do well.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing you got to kind of have in mind is on these non-QM, are they going to be a cash cow? Cash flow, whatever you want to really qualify that cash flow, monthly cash flow is. No, it's you'll have some but the appreciation and they're paying your note, they're paying that down. That's the thing to keep in mind on those type of deals is that you're not going to go and live off of that necessarily, just that a cash flow on that type of a loan product because it's going to get squeezed to where that's going to come pretty thin. But there again, you're buying it good, and you still got the appreciation.
Sure.
That's where it's going to come into play for you.
Give me your contact information one
Yeah,
more time.
the website for smartmoney.com, the number for smartmoney.com, or the phone 713-651-9500.
Excellent. Hang tight, guys. We'll be back. Last segment. Anything you want to cover that we didn't cover?
Anything. I'm good.
All right, let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We're here with Sean. Sean, give them their contact information again.
Yep, the website.com or phone 713-651-9500.
And you're going to be able to help them with their primary residence and investment properties.
Apartments, small apartments.
Small
we can do
apartments.
that.
You're going to give them an absolutely horrible blanket loan, right?
Right. If you want to
But
do
all
it,
the
I'll
other
do
stuff
it.
will be good, yeah.
Right. If you want it, I'll get it for you.
So reach out. It's the number 4 smartmoney.com. That'd be great for you guys. Hook up with Sean. So I don't want to start any problem over there at the office, but would you say you're one of the top 5 productive employees?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I have no problem saying that.
I don't want to. I know we don't want to say you're number 1 because we know they're number 1 and we don't want to piss him off, right? So let's just talk about your day.
Yeah.
What time do you normally get up in the morning?
Usually 5:30. I go to the gym
Gotcha.
in the mornings and then in the office
What
afterwards.
time do you get to the office?
8:30.
So you got 3 hours of just personal, mental, physical going. Gotcha.
Yep.
And what's your typical day look like? 8:30 to what?
6.
8:30 to 6, 10
Yeah.
hours. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
usually there till then.
Are you doing any social events after the 6, or are you just mostly
Sometimes.
home? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it just depends that and how tired I am, to be honest.
Can't do
because
it.
now they're picking. Thankfully it's good that
Yeah,
they're
they're
all
back up.
starting to pick back up. And I try to go to as many of those as we can. But yeah, and then go to those. Yeah, but it's nonstop. I mean, I'm there just. And that's unfortunately why I had to reset this so
No,
many
it's
times.
all
It's
right.
because
No,
I've
it
just
just
been.
happens, yeah.
It's just slam,
No,
slam,
we
slam.
We get it, yeah, for sure.
Which is good. Like I said, I'm not complaining. It's nonstop, but it's good. That's the thing I really enjoy is where, yes, I love doing the your standard cookie cutter, what I call your cookie cutter, just Fannie Mae type of deals. But
Yep.
I like when someone comes to me and has several properties and like. What can I do?
Right.
I'm like, well, man, there's all kinds of things.
Sure.
It's like a little kid in a candy shop. I'm going, man, you can pull money out here. I can show you how to do this. You can do that, and different things that they can, qualify for or do or whatever, But now I have a lot of people, though, if they've got the cash and even on the rates are increasing, they're load up.
I mean, you guys are the classic. You're in your industry as a whole is the classic Zig Ziglar, right? If you want to be rich, help other people get rich.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And you will do just fine. And that's kind of your daily grind, right?
Yeah.
How am I helping people today?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got investors that I've been working with for, 7 to 8 years. Who may have 15, 20 now, to where some have gotten into multifamily, and there's a couple of individuals that have 3, 4, 5,000 doors. And I'm
Wow,
like, man,
that's
that
nuts.
is insane.
Yeah.
But that's that. They just stuck to it and just kept going. They didn't sit on the sideline. That's for sure.
Yeah. They did it, right?
They were like,
Yep.
no, I got to get in there and I got to make this happen.
And we do our property hunt once a month.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling everyone, it's like, you all moving too slow. Like, I know you want days to decide on this. You've got
yeah.
hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really got hours. And we do a lot of the work. We'll get it under contract. We'll put the EMD. We'll put the option period down. We'll even do the inspection
Oh, wow.
before we turn around and say, okay, mastermind, here's a good deal, right? So if we lose, $600, still big
Right.
deal, right? But it's like, okay, you've got 24 hours to make a decision.
Yeah.
And if not, I'm still looking for a good fourplex. I'm still looking for some small apartments. And even for folks in our mastermind who are, it's teed up,
Yeah.
they're still moving too slow.
Yeah.
Right? It's just,
Yeah, you literally have hours.
You have hours.
And if you're doing a lot of that, that's huge because
for sure.
Because for someone who's new or doesn't have the resources to pull that all together, yeah, that could take them days to do. It's done. Somebody already scooped that property up and it's closing on it.
Do you want to know how crazy it is what we do? So let's say you're in a mastermind and I give you the deal and I say, just wire the money today. It's a great
Right.
deal, right?
Right.
And 6 months from now, you say you don't like the deal. I buy it back for what you paid for it.
Oh, nice.
Because every deal that I get, I want.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well, I'll just call Sean up. He'll fund it and we'll just take care of this thing,
Yeah.
right? And that gives people a lot of confidence to start.
Oh, sure.
doing
Absolutely.
deals,
Yeah. No, you're the first I've ever heard that anybody was doing that. So that's great.
And two guys got very frustrated with rehabs and came to us and said, hey, I think I want my money back. I'm like, okay, let's sit down and talk about it. Walk through, and I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take both of them.
Right. They're still good.
And then they're looking at me and like, well, why are you doing that? I'm like, well, that market just went up like 11%. It's a $300,000 house. I'll take it. It's got $30,000 equity in it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let me think about that, right?
Right.
But I'll do it.
Yeah.
I would do it. Now, I don't have it in writing. We're not signing paperwork. It's just a handshake, man-to-man,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a bench type deal. And there's some deals where like, hey, this is coming out of investment products, so I can't give you a guarantee because I got a fiduciary duty to my investors. But hey, man, if I find you a deal, I found a nice little 3-1 in a little honey hole that we have, 1,100 square feet. Looks like it's clean, needs appliances and maybe a good cleaning. $97,000. Rent's $1,200.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
so I'm like, who wants it?
Yeah.
Right? Yesterday's like, hands went up.
Right.
If I don't, by 5 o'clock, if I don't have EMD money in here, that's mine.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
That is mine. Now,
Yeah.
if they bought it and there's a problem with it and they don't like it and they can't get to rent it, okay, I'll still buy it back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the type of stuff we're doing in our mastermind.
Yeah. No, that's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
I jumped all over that.
Of course you would. Yes. So, I'll just tell you one little story. One of your competitors said, hey, I want to join your mastermind. I said, if you're joining my mastermind to solicit the mastermind members, we're not going to do that.
Right.
He's like, no. He's like, you're finding deals. These deals that we're seeing, I got to build my portfolio. Guy's a little old, and he's like, hey, man, I got to figure my exit out. Come help me. Well, we're not sure we're going to let him in because it could be a little unfair for you guys. But
Right.
but there are people who are looking at it and saying,
That's good.
I got to get my 20 houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And if you can bring me one every month and I know I can get the funding on it, and if it goes bad, you'll buy it back, heck, man, I'm in, right?
Right.
So that's the type of thing that we're doing over here. That's really the core of what we're doing. We're
Nice.
making other people rich so that we can get rich.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That's how we're doing it. We don't have a big money tree like you
Scarcity
guys do.
mentality. That's
No,
right.
Everything. All
Yeah.
right, so give me your information one more time.
Yep. The website for the number 4smartmoney.com or phone 713-651-9500.
Sean, we appreciate you guys coming out.
Absolutely.
This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We really appreciate you guys coming in and listen to us on Facebook and now on YouTube.
Yep.
Go to YouTube.
There
If
you
you
go.
missed the show, you can go to YouTube. And we have Real Estate 101 coming up this weekend. MRTXR. TX is in Texas.